child support court update. So I had court again today because a new judge was assigned to the case. If you don't know, I get $3,700 of child support every month, and I use it on myself. I don't use it on my kids. The old judge that was assigned to our case was okay with me spending, the child support on myself because he clearly said it was just reimbursement for what I have been spending on my children. But the judge today was not having none of that, and she completely took me off of child support, meaning I'm now getting $0.
Someone needs to tell me if this woman's entire account is satire. Please, because I've talked about one of her videos before where she was going on and on about how she does things for her kids, but she will not do anything for her husband because he's not a child. And now this video pops up on my feed, and apparently she's in the middle of a divorce and she gets a crazy amount of child support, or used to. And now she's complaining to all of us that her child support was taken away because she was spending it on herself instead of the child. Ma'am, do you not feel guilty for taking candy from a child, your child, to be specific? Because that is what you're doing. Even if you are getting a crazy amount of child support and you can't find ways to spend it all on the child at this point, maybe they're too young, punt it into a savings account and punt their name on it. I can't believe that more parents don't do this, because at some point that child is going to grow up and they're going to know, they're going to find out. And trust me, when that day happens, they are going to see you for who you are.
Child support is not a reimbursement of what the wife spends on childcare. It is the percentage that he must pay to match the mother's investment. She pays half and he pays half. That's how it works. No judge told her that it's a reimbursement. That would be a lie.
In a marriage for 23 years and built up a family and my ex's career and everything, and we literally just got to where it was supposed to be everything we dreamed of, like owned a company, making, almost $1 million. And that was my breaking point. And I left it all. And I'm not a person that is about money. I've kind of been in mourning of the oh my gosh, I gave it all up. Everything was around my family. So when I chose to leave, I gave it all up, all up. I had no clue that the worst was yet to come in the 1 year of separation. And so it's weird because I find that I just thought today for a split second, and I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you? I thought, I should have just stayed. It wasn't that bad. You made it 23 years. You made 26 years total. Your kids are college and one's almost out of high school. You made it. It didn't matter at this point. They can do their own separate life and all that. You made it to the point where you guys were making so much money and you had big houses and you could do whatever you want and you can relax.
At no time did she say she still loved or ever loved her ex-husband, or that she missed him. Exactly. One can only imagine how little she did for her husband over those 23 years. I'd wager that he was a typical husband who did his best to try to make her happy. She did him a massive favor by walking out on him.
I'm terrified. I don't have 401k. My counsel did not have my back. And there's just timelines that you can't stop. And so it is what it is. And, I'm 47 years old. And it's not like I'm 25. I'm healthy. Kinda. I have an autoimmune disease, which means it's life-threatening for the rest of my life. Things can change. But it's not like I'm an invalid and can't do anything for myself. But it is terrifying. I could have stayed. I'm so mad that I think this way. I could have stayed. My life would have been so much easier.
Let's hope that he found someone that he deserves and is smart enough to get a prenup if he's dumbed enough to get remarried. Or that he's found blissful peace alone. After 23 years of living with Mrs., it wasn't that bad. He certainly deserves it.
But I have to make money.
So he was telling the truth.
Well, not fully the truth, because he's acting like I'm not there for him. He's complaining now. He didn't have any complaints whenever we got together.
We just established you are not there. They're with him 5 days a week. Excuse me. Mr. Williams, I'm going to tell you the same thing I told her. No interruptions.
Thank
okay,
you, Your Honor.
No, you don't have to thank me because you've been doing it. So no, that's not what we're doing. It is not to taunt him. It's just to make sure I give him the same treatment that I gave you. Okay. Now he has not been dishonest thus far in what he said because you just confirmed it. You get him on your off days, which is 2 days a week. The other 5 days they are with him. You do Happy Meals and Park. He's taking them to school. He's feeding them. He's getting them dressed for school, getting them dressed for. Are they in any activities?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And
School. My younger daughter, she cheerleading.
But Your
Okay,
Honor,
are
I'm
you
the
taking them to
but
cheerleading?
I'm providing for them.
Okay.
He's not telling the financial
so
part.
let's talk about that then.
Yes.
How much money do you make?
I do very well.
That wasn't my
That's
question.
exactly what she told me.
That, excuse me. That I can't, you know, write down very well on the child support order. I need to know how much you make in a dollar amount.
$180K a year.
$180K a year.
Imagine a man making $180K and saying he doesn't give her money because when the kids are with him, he provides for them. That case would have been over in 15 seconds.
How much of that $180,000 are you giving dad?
Well, not necessarily giving that, but on my children, because I don't give it directly to him. I take care of my children.
Wait a minute, hold on. The kids are 8 and 5.
Right.
So you got to give it to him. So what are you giving him to provide for the kids?
Well, I wasn't giving him anything to provide for the kids. When I check on my kids, I do for my kids, and I buy my kids
What
stuff.
does that mean?
That means like I provide things for them. I do when they're in my care. That's when I provide for them. But
2 days a week in your care, right?
Well, full time.
We've established that.
Yes.
So what do you do beyond that?
But as far, I can't imagine giving this man any amount of money that I work hard for, and he talking about this stripper, this and that. I'm an exotic dancer, but he didn't have that problem when we got together. And the years that we were together, he wasn't complaining then. But as regarding my children, I take very good care of them. I just can't imagine the hard work that I do. That's why my knee is messed up now, because I had an injury at work. And he knows that, and then he's begging for money. I take care of my children. My children have no wants.
Begging. He's not. He is not. He is not begging. He is telling you to do what you should do anyway as a parent.
But you're not in private, Your Honor. He's trying to get back with me.
Here,
He does
1 second.
extra
Hold on.
stuff,
Hold on.
like-
Shh. It doesn't matter. That has no bearing on child support. What he says to you, what he says about you, doesn't make any never mind to me. What you say about her, what y'all's conversations are, that has no never mind, has nothing to do with child support.
Right,
okay?
How is it possible for a woman to say that she does everything for her child and at the same time spend all the child support money on herself? If she is spending all the child support money on herself, she is stealing from both her ex and the child. How selfish are these ladies?
You're making $180,000 a year. Why aren't these children on any type of health insurance?
Well, the profession that I have, you know, there's no insurance offered, and I mean.
Well, it doesn't have to be. You're considered a independent contractor, right?
Right.
That means you can get private health insurance.
Well,
did you know that?
I'm not really sure how to go about doing that.
You can Google and say to the internet how to find private health insurance.
Right.
I'm trying to see where she get the
he has
180
his
from.
own barbershop, and through the barbershop, I figured that he's complaining about I don't spend time enough with him. He can figure that part out.
Okay, hold on.
I can take my kids to the doctor, pay the copay out of cash, and be done. Like, insurance for what? I mean.
Well, child support for what? Because you're definitely getting ready to pay. How about that?
Wait.
Yes, no,
But
it's
Your
not
Honor,
a wait.
he didn't
No,
tell
ma'am.
you.
No, ma'am. You came here to waste my time.
Child support goes on a card nowadays. That can be tracked by child support agencies. There also can be blocks that limit what mothers and father can use the funds for, like beer and makeup and other adult items. I don't understand why it isn't tracked already.
You did come here to waste my time. You make $180,000 a year, and you have not been doing what you need to be doing for these children. You don't pay for cheerleading. You pay for Happy Meals. And I can't even say you pay for the park because the park is free.
Your Honor, I just want to say, and he's talking about my kids being teased at school and all of that. No, he's the one being teased. He's the one that is brainwashing them to believe this stuff and want to turn my kids against me because I don't want to be with him any longer. That's the ultimate problem. That's why we're here. Because before this, Mr. Williams didn't have any problems with me financially, taking care of my kids, providing.
Your Honor, this
Baby,
is exactly why we're not staying
and you go do what you need to go do those 2 days a week. That was our agreement. Now you want to bash me and make it seem like I'm not there for our children?
2 days out of the week, Your Honor.
No, it's not 2 days.
2 days out of the week, and she yelling full time.
Okay, but what about that day you had an appointment and I had to watch them?
What about the day you left the kids at the house to go out with your friends?
You know what? See, you always bringing up old stuff. You know, you always going. Your Honor, at the end of the day, I make very good money. I do very well, and he wasn't complaining then, and now he wants to complain now, and I just don't know what to tell him. You know? But our kids is not an issue. They love me dearly. Please tell Your Honor, please tell her that how much the
Your
kids
Honor, I don't have
love
to
me. They talk
brainwash
about
them.
me.
I don't have to brainwash them. They already know.
No. They talk about me in a good way. They love their mother dearly because I'm there for them. What memories are you making with them? Do they tell you how they act at the park?
Hold on.
They love the
Getting McDonald's for your 2 kids while you make $180,000 a year isn't taking care of your kids. That's giving them a crumb while you eat a whole meal. That's the absolute bare minimum. That's just disgusting, honestly.
park.
Here's the memory we're getting ready to make because I made my ruling. You have capped out, according to Texas guidelines, your gross is $9,200 a month. Child support is set at $2,300. You're going to do a reimbursement to Medicaid for $276, making your monthly child support payment $2,576.
That's how much you got to pay.
No, that's how much you got to pay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
The children live with him.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I don't see the celebration.
Thank you.
Wait a minute. What happened to the celebration? Because you're the one that's paying that $2,576. The children live with him. He should not pay you anything.
A woman in court brings up the past, no problem. He brings up the past, her response, now you're digging up the past. That's a fair judgment by the judge here. Women can literally not wrap their heads around the fact that they would ever have to pay child support to a man, no matter what. Even if the man has full custody of the children, she never sees them, and she makes millions of dollars a year. She would still not understand why she would need to give him money. Incredible. I'm sure she would be demanding money from him. Thanks for watching Latest Juice. Please show us your love by subscribing to this channel and liking, sharing, and commenting on this video to help us make sure the juice is worth the squeeze.